All right, dear friend, welcome back. Here it's Mr. Z, your math coach. Today we're going to learn about percent. If they ask you to find a given percent of a number, how do you solve that? So one thing that I want you to know is a percent is a different way of showing a fractional relationship. All right, so a relation between the numbers. But one thing you have to know, fraction and then percent and the decimal can be converted to each other. So you can, if they give you a number 2.5, and they have you to any number they give to you, anything they give to you, if they ask you to convert that to a percent, you have to multiply that by 100%. You got a percent. If you got a percent, you have to convert that to a fraction. You have to divide it down by 100 and take the fraction away. This is how you go from a percent number to a fraction. If they give you a percent and they ask you to go to a decimal, just go ahead, take divide the number by 100 and you get your decimal. But today we are learning how to find a given percent of a number. All right. So hopefully this is gonna help you to refresh something you learned in the school way back. All right. So anytime they say find a given percent of a number, right here they say what is 10% of 200? Did you see that? 10% of 200. The way you solve that, make this 10 a decimal. It means divide the 10 by 100. Okay? Divide 10 right here. Divide 10 by 100. So when you do and divide the 10 by 100 and change this off, change that to multiplication. All right. So when you have now 10 divided by 100, this is how you make 10 as a decimal. You will have 0 or 1 of become a multiplication. Multiply that by 200. And then when you do 200, you will get 20. Your answer right there cannot have a percentage sign. No, 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 because you are finding a given percent of a number. So the answer gotta be a number that do not have a percent sign. Let's look at number two. Make 70 as a decimal. It means divide 70 by 100. So when you divide 70 by 100, you will have a 0.7. So you have a 0.7. This off become a multiplication. So when you multiply that by 7, and then you have a 4.9. Let's look at number 3. Make 45 as a decimal. We're going to do 45 divided by 100. Okay? So when you do 45 divided by 100, you have 0.45 of become multiplication, multiply that by 200, multiply that by 200, and you have a 90. It means what? 45% of 200 is 90. Let's do number 4. Convert 100% of to a decimal. So you're going to have 100 divided by 100. As you know, it's going to be 1. So when you have 1 times 1,000, 100% of 1,000, it gives you 1,000. All right, let's do number 5. Number 5, they ask you is 3.9% of 45. So get the 3.9, divide that by 100. So you will have a 0.039. All right, multiply that by 45. I should multiply that by 45, and then you will have 1.755. This is how you found 3.9% of 45. number 6. Well, when you look at number 6, you can go crazy. You can say, what? But it's just to assess how good you are with your mixed number. All right, remember that is the percent of everything. All right, it's the percent of everything. Okay, so convert that to a mixed number. Then we're going to divide that by 100. So you're going to have 8 times 2. You got what? You got 16 plus 1, you got 17. 8 times 2, 16 plus 1, 17. So you have a 17 now. You would have a 17 over 8% of 60. So you can do this. You can get the 17 divided by 8. Whatever answer you get, go ahead, divide that again by 100 because 100% of everything. All right. So now you will get um, 0.02125 multiply that by 60. You multiply that by 60, and then the answer of this number 6, the answer for that is 1.275. All right, let's look at number 7. It may sound crazy, but it's not. All right, so you got a percent, 3.5% of 3.8%. If you look at it, well, you just have to expand it. All right, so let's expand the first one first. Let's do the second one. So the second one will be 3.8 over 100. That's exactly what it means. 3.8%. It means 3.8 divide by 100. All right. So once you do that, you have 1 over there. When you flip it, you're going to have 3 over 800. So we're going to find 3.8% of 3.800. All right. So you know, by looking at this thing right here, now this is, let me erase that so you have an idea. Now that we figured out how this thing can be broken into, all right. So now you know 3.8%. When you do 3.8, all right, when you convert that, divide by 100, 3.8 by 100, 1, you're going to flip 100 to go on the bottom. We're going to put 3 of 800. So we're going to make now, since now we know 3.8%, it's that one. We're going to make that as a decimal since we already figured it out. So we're going to make this as a decimal, and we're going to multiply to the other one. So the first one is as a 3.8 percent, which is the same thing. It's as a 3.800. So make 3.800 as a decimal. 3 divided by 800. All right. Then which is going to be 0.00375. You multiply that by that, which is the same thing as you multiply 3.800 multiplied by 3.800. So once you do that, you multiply that by 3, divide that by 800. So if they ask you to stop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if they ask you to stop at the 5th place after the decimal, it will be 0.0001234. They ask us to stop to the 5th place after the decimal. The number that comes after 1 is 4, so we're going to drop it. Let's look at number 8. So they say 15.5% of 33. Go ahead and make that one as a decimal. 15.5 divided by 100. It becomes 0.155 multiplied by 133. Not 133. Now your answer, you have 20.6. If they ask you to stop at the one place after the decimal, it's going to be 26. If they do not ask you, the general rule is to stop at the second place, which is going to be 2, because the answer is 2061.5. When you stop at the second place, you got 5 after 1, so this is going to become 2. All right, let's look at number 9. So number 9 is going to be 17% of 1102. Make that as a decimal. Once you do that, you have a 0.17 of become a multiplication. Multiply that by 1102. So you have a 17 divided by 100 and multiply that by 1102. So the answer right there, it's 187.34. All right. Okay, let's do last one. 50% of 1,000. You make this as a decimal, which is 50%. It will be, as you know, it's going to be 0.5 because you divide 50 divided by 100. It gives you 0.5. This is how we do. This is what we've been doing. Convert every fraction, every percent to a decimal. 50, convert that to a decimal. Any percent to a decimal, you have to get that percent, whatever number, divided by 100. So 50% to a decimal is a 50 divided by 100. That gives you a fraction. Now, to get a decimal, you just have to solve a 50 divided by 100, which is 0.5. Off become a multiplication. So you're going to do multiplication right there. So you'll multiply that by 1,000. So once you do that, you multiply by 1,000, and then you will get 500. All right. This is how you solve how to find a given percent of a number, which is different to find what percent of a number is. All right. So if you're struggling with this kind of exercise, what percent of 40 is 10 is different from 40% of 10. I want you to understand that. 20% of 100, 20% of 100 is different from what percent of a 20 is 100. All right. So 20% of 100, you're gonna do 0.02, right? 0.2. You go ahead, multiply that by the number. What is 20%? What number? What is 20%? What percent of 20 is 100? Is different from 20% of 100. If you like, I hope you want to invite your friend to learn with you. We want to make nursing school a lot of fun. So when you go to nursing school, you have to understand. You have to understand what's going on. The only way is to practice, to read ahead of time. Read at least 2, 3 times. Review, read, review, write, take a note, review your own note, and sometimes try to teach yourself. What have you learned? All right? What have you learned? Bring your kid together, try to teach them what you learn. When you are speaking loud, what you have learned, you're sending a signal to your brain. This is how you will be able to remember a lot of stuff. There will be a lot of things in the nonsense school that you have to remember, unfortunately. All right, unfortunately, you have to remember that. But a lot of practice is going to help you to get that task done. All right, so enjoy your friend, invite your friend so they can come learn those stuff together. Be blessed, and I'll talk to you later. That was Mr. Z, your math coach. Bye bye. All right, so this is what we learned today. I hope you found this session beneficial. If that was the case, as usual, invite your friend so we can learn together. As I say, we gotta make nursery school a lot of fun. Be blessed. I hope I see you uh, for the next time. Bye bye.